we have an alumni to share his experience. He is an engineering student and did his master's in business administration in the year 1994 to 96. He has 2 decades of experience in the corporate circles in India. He is currently the CSO of Naukri.com and heads a business of $100 million. He is also associated with management institutes and serves them on the board. He is also an alumni of Wharton Business School. His entire family is engaged in Sai Seva. Let me have the pleasure of welcoming Venkatramani Suresh. Sai Ram.
Om Shri Sai Ram. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Offering my most humble salutations to our revered Lord Swami. Revered elders, dear brothers and sisters, Sai Ram to all of you. Wishing you all a very, very happy New Year. As I stand here, lot of memories, nostalgic memories that goes through my mind. I have spoken in multiple forums, but coming back to our institute, standing here, speaking in front of those very professors and those very teachers, and sharing some of the thoughts which Swami is asking me to speak today is something probably the most blessed day of my life. I couldn't have imagined anything better than this as the gift from Swami's abode. Today happens to be my son's star birthday as well. I was not expecting this. Couple of years back, a journalist wanted to interview us. We were probably the first Indian internet company to have got listed in the stock exchange. We started as a startup, and when we got listed in the stock exchange, the Indian investors and the global investors started understanding the magnitude of what internet could actually do to the way we do our business. And when this journalist asked me, the first question that she asked me, what is your USP? And I'm sure the management students would understand what USP means. Unique selling proposition. And I was thinking for a second as to what to answer. What is my USP? Is it my engineering degree? Or is it the awards? Or is it the gold medals that I got? What is the USP? What is the USP of each and every Sai student? What is the USP of everyone sitting in this hall? What is the USP of millions and millions and millions of devotees across the globe? What is the USP? Swami, Swami, and only Swami. So I introspected. In the Rama avatar, Rama was God, was known to very, very few people. In the Krishna avatar, even Arjuna had his own doubts and apprehensions about Krishna being God. What is the USP of Sai avatar? When I thought about it, Swami, in his own inevitable ways, see, each one of us, he has connected. All of us are in this room, in this hall. Millions of people who are not here, they are all connected to Bhagwan through love. He has sent invitation cards to all of us in very unique ways. Each and every one of us are connected to Bhagwan. And that connect is something Bhagwan has done in the human form. In the human form, Swami comes, he says, my life is my message. He transforms children. He transforms people across the globe, people who even haven't had a darshan of him. So when I introspected on this thought of USP, I said to myself and to the journalist that the only USP that I have, that I had the chance to have the sparshan, darshan and sambhashan of the Divine Master, of the very God. What else is needed? Do we need anything else in this life? Absolutely not. This reminds me of my engineering days. As a 17-year-old boy, my parents are not devoted to God, meaning devoted to Swami. I mean, for me, God is Swami and Swami is God. So, pardon me if I say Swami as God and God as Swami. So, in my first year of engineering, my roommate, his brother, was studying here. And he used to come and tell me that, Suresh, you come to Kodaikanal. I was in Madurai, and Swami is coming to Kodaikanal, you come. And I used to argue with him, saying that, how can God be in human form? And these discussions were going on for a couple of days, and eventually Swami came to Kodaikanal, and this boy was able to convince me to go to Kodaikanal. And I was in Kodaikanal, landed there, but not interested to go for darshan. And he still told me, come. I don't know, something happened that I went for darshan with him. And probably he had a student in the college. Because of that, he knew when Swami came early and how to go and all that. So I got probably the best seat or best place to sit. As a 17-year-old engineering student, not knowing anything about Bhagwan, I'm standing and sitting there. And Swami comes, looks at both of us, and looks at me in my ears, in my eyes. I don't know what he did to me. I started profusely crying. Nothing happened. Just nothing happened. Just a look in my eyes, and here I'm crying. And I realized something else is happening to me. Over the next 4 years, I used to spend all my study holidays in Prashanti Nilayam. Bring my books, stay in the shed, come and do seva and study. A time came that I had to finish my engineering and I had to look forward to what next. So that what next was, by the time I had realized that God has descended on earth. And there was no interest in me. I said to Swami many times, not physical interactions, but through letters. I used to believe in writing letters to Swami. And I used to always think that whenever Swami accepts a letter, that means it is His divine will. It is accepted. So those days, Prashanti Nilayam, super specialty hospital was getting built. And I was an instrumentation engineer. So I thought the best way to be with Bhagwan is to get a job in the hospital. So I used to write letters to Bhagwan and wait in the darshan line, wherever, saying, Swami, I want a job in the hospital. And whenever I used to have that letter, Swami used to avoid me. And I never used to get the first line. Then I realized, this is not working for me. I need to do something else with Bhagwan. And Swami used to play tricks. Whenever I am there, he will avoid that side and move that side. So I realized that, this is something else I need to play, and I used to pray. Then a thought came to my mind saying, why not I try and do an MBA? At least I can be with Swami for 2 years. So then I started writing letters to Swami asking for an MBA. First letter I wrote, and Swami picked it up immediately. Then I said, hey, my God, now I have 2 years with Swami. And God has his own tricks. So the day of the entrance examination, I had a Viva OC in my engineering. Swami plays his own tricks. So I said, what should I do? I mean, if I don't take the Viva OC, I will fail. If I don't come for MBA, I will lose the entrance. I can't come here. Then I prayed to Bhagwan, and I said, let me at least do my engineering first and then pray to Swami. So I finished my engineering, got a reasonably good mark. Then for a year I had to wait. And I waited for a year. And the journey still continues. I'll spend probably a few more minutes explaining this. I was supposed to come for the entrance examination to Prasanthi Nilayam. And I didn't know that the entrance examination starts at 7 o'clock in the morning. And I somehow missed the bus from Parthi to Bangalore to Prasanthi Nilayam. So I'm stranded in Bangalore. And I had to reach Parthi. It was, I think, late in the night or something. I had to somehow come, and somebody asked somebody who was a milk van or somebody, and I came in a milk van from Bangalore to some place, and then from there to Prasanthi Nilayam. And I reached Prasanthi Nilayam, it was, I think, 10 o'clock or something, the exam is over. And here I am saying, Swami is going to give me a seat. And all the authorities here, I mean, sorry, nobody allowed me to write the exam. They said, you are late. Punctuality is the most important thing in our institute. And I prayed, begged, cried, and I told them that Swami has accepted my letter. And he will give me a seat no matter what happens. I didn't move. I don't know what happened. After an hour, I was allowed to write the examination. I was the only guy sitting and writing the exam. After that, I did extremely well in the GD. And that year, for some reason, all those candidates who were selected went to Swami. So Swami, I'm told by the authorities and friends that, Swami personally handpicked, not that only our batch, every batch, not even a blade of grass moves without his will. We can't come to this place without Swami's will. And Swami got me a seat here. And I was here doing my MBA. I was so proud, so happy. Now I've got Swami. There's nothing else in the world I could aspire for. And my first interaction, again, when I joined, Sai Kulwantwal was getting constructed. Swami was in Vrindavan. We couldn't even have darshan of Swami for almost 3 months or 2 months or something. So first darshan, I'm going to Vrindavan. And we all had a chance to sit next to Swami in Trai. And Swami was asking me, he was asking everybody, and he asked me, what did you do? I said, Swami, instrumentation engineering, Swami. Swami asked, what is the relationship between engineering and MBA? Then, as a young engineering student, I'm trying to explain to Swami, saying, Swami, process control, instrumentation engineering, MBA, I will do all this. And Swami said, Dunapota, idli or sambar. Swami said, engineering and MBA is idli and sambar. So the whole journey of being with Bhagwan, being with Swami. So coming back to this whole incident about the USP, I think all of us, as students of Bhagwan, as devotees of Bhagwan, we need to remind ourselves of this unique opportunity that we get more often than not in our own Maya. We forget, the moment you come very close to Swami, you tend to forget that Swami is God. You tend to forget that He is divine. And He obviously, uses His own divine Maya to make sure that you forget that He is God. What is it that we learn in this institute? And that lady journalist asked me further, after I replied that my USP is God or the institute. She asked me, tell me something tangible, because these journalists don't leave you. She said, something tangible, because I can't understand your Swami. Tell me something that is tangible, that you have imbibed, that you're practicing, that tells me that Swami or the institute has influenced you. Then I started introspecting. What is it that we have taught? Is it that the management courses that we have learned? Definitely not. The very fact that this is called integral education. We live in a hostel, 14 people in a room. That's my first year MBA, 14 people in a room. And it was a shock to me coming from an engineering where I had a single room to stay. 14 people in a room, people from different cultures, different backgrounds, participating in sports meets, participating in Vedam chanting, getting up at 4:30 in the morning. What does Swami teach you? Rather teaches us. 4 Ds. Discipline, determination, devotion, and discrimination. Subtly, if you look at the entire hostel program, the entire mandir program, they are not, Swami is not someone who has created all of this as independent programs. They are all integrated programs. You get up at 4:30 in the morning, that's the discipline. You go for a jogging, you go for meditation, you go for Suprabhadam, then you come back, you go in a line. Which management institute today, students go in a line from hostel to the institute? We serve food, we take care of maintenance. So I explained to this journalist that today in the corporate world, what is lacking is business ethics and integrity. What is lacking is business ethics and integrity. Skills and competencies can be bought. There are millions of people with fantastic degrees from the best global B schools. But what does Swami teach here? What does this institute teach? Is this discrimination to know the right and to know the wrong, good and the bad. Now, once you know the discrimination, you need to have the determination to follow the right, and the discipline to sustain and continue, and the devotion. Here, the devotion, I would put it in Swami's words, fear of sin and love for God. Each one of us, when we get into any work, we always think that Swami is watching us, Swami is watching us, Swami is watching us. And let me give you another interesting insight about how Swami protects us in the real business world, and how each one of us as students of Swami actually have a huge responsibility on our shoulders. Now we can say that, we use Swami's brand and bail ourselves out. Yes, Swami does bail you out. I mean, my 2 pillars of connect with Swami is implicit faith and implicit surrender. I'll narrate an example where we were actually traveling abroad. It was a business deal. And I had told my boss that I will handle this myself. And he said, I'll come with you. I said, no, not required, I will manage it. It was a very, very critical business deal for us. And having told that I will manage it myself, on the day morning, I prayed to Swami and said, Swami, now I need to manage it. Now you are there with me. So I went for the discussion. The discussion went for about 2.5 hours. It was we presenting our facts and their side presenting our facts. I don't want to get into the details about what went there. The discussion didn't go well, probably for the first 1.5, 2 hours in the way we expected it. And I was wearing a blazer, tie, and my watch. This is Swami gave this watch, and I'm still not wearing any other watch. 1996, Swami gave this watch to all of us. And somehow, the person on the other side who was leading this discussion happened to see my watch because this blazer of mine just moved a bit. And he looked at me and said, "Suresh, what is this?" I said, "This is Swami's watch." He said, "Are you anyway connected to the Satya Sai?" I said, "Yes, I'm a student of Swami." He said to the other delegates out there, he said, "Order lunch." And he said, "This is Swami's student. Nothing can go wrong with him. Just go ahead and sign." Let me tell you, brothers and sisters, when I speak about this, the next question comes is that, are we leveraging Swami's brand for commercial reasons? It is not. I didn't even try it. What I inferred from this is when you have that implicit surrender and complete faith in Swami, He tests you. He tests you. However, He comes to rescue us at the real hour of need. Brothers and sisters, on this occasion, let me remind you that all of us are really gifted, really fortunate to have been with the Lord, to have spoken to the Lord, to have touched God. What else? And even from a materialistic world, He still takes care of us. I was overwhelmed with the fact that just a prayer to Swami, and Swami comes to rescue you. And this is not just me. There are many, many, many such Sai students out there for whom Swami comes in different ways and means without even we knowing. I don't think these stories can be articulated and written in books. It goes and goes. Now, what is it that Swami wants from us? He has given us love. He has given us this education. He has given us values. He has got us what we are today. And Swami says, "My students are my property." This is a very, very strong statement made by God coming in human form. And He is saying that He has got many things. There are millions of devotees, millions of things He has to do. He says, "My students are the only property that I have." It puts tremendous responsibility on us. It's one thing to say that Swami appreciates us, Swami gives us chances, but never ever forget the responsibility that you hold on as ambassadors, as messengers, as students of Bhagwan. And more so, in the given context, it is important for each one of us to live up to those expectations, live up to those commitments that we have given and Swami expects. "ஈன்ற பொழுதினும் பெரிதுவக்கத் தன் மகனை சான்றோன் எனக் கேட்டதாய்." What does this mean? ஈன்ற பொழுதினும் பெரிதுவக்க தன் மகனை சான்றோன் எனக் கேட்ட தாய். For us, Swami is mother. And mother will be proud only when others call their children, her children, scholars. Chandron is scholar. It is not that you've achieved something materially, it's not that you've achieved something on your professional life, but scholar is someone who is above all, conducts himself in a manner deems fit for a Sai student, deems fit for a Sai devotee, deems fit for a Sai family. As a family, as a Sai family, there's tremendous responsibility on us to carry on this mission and to be ideal students, ideal devotees of Bhagwan. And let me pray to Bhagwan, asking him to guide us, to lead us, And as he always does, let Swami work through us and we become useful instruments in Swami's lotus hands and his mission. Om Shri Sai Ram. Thank you.